and welcome back to SimCity with me, the Trunkleton. Now, I've done the calculations and it turns out that this is the better casino, even though we're losing a lot of money right now. So this in total, as we have it set up, will earn us a maximum of 37,520, whereas this will earn us a maximum of 31,200, so it's about 6,320. But this is 4,000 more expensive, so we still end up making a little bit more money off of this anyway. Now, we need to bring in more high wealth tourists. I don't know what's wrong with my image. To me, it just seems a little bit less nice today. Just today, I don't know why. I changed it from 720 to 1080 and it just looked a bit different. Maybe it's just me, my graphics are still the same. But yeah, maybe it's just my eyes. Anyway, so we're going to get rid of this, use only this. So let's bulldoze this one. So that's going to save us a bit of money right now here. We also need to start thinking about these. So is this one turned off? Let's bulldoze this. Is this one turned on? That one's turned on and this one's turned on. So let's bulldoze this one as well. We need to start cutting costs here. I think I have these two switched off, but maybe I should switch these two on and bulldoze these two. We gotta start cutting costs. Let's keep that one on as well. And to get rid of this one. Right, because we've got to slowly but surely get rid of the low wealth tourists, start getting more medium wealth in, and we can start getting rid of these. I cleared out this middle row. We've also got to decide about how many buildings we're going to have for hotels. Now, if we remember, if we went to, I'm not going to unpause it here, just give me a minute, and we can start just changing that out now. So if we went to global, and we go to a headquarters, and we go to gambling. Come on, internet work. No, they bull poop. There we go, we should change gambling now. Ah, I'm not number one on electronics anymore. Because I haven't played for a while. Still, 98,000 or 96,000. Yeah, this dude here. I went to this city and I saw how he did it, and he's using these casinos as well. He also has people living in mega towers. So this gives me an advantage because he's running a city as you would, but with mega towers, elite mega towers actually, I think. And he only has one road because the way his map is the road comes in and goes out the other side. So he's basically just got one road going around like this. And obviously that takes people to where they need to go, and then they can exit the city like that. But it's an awesome setup. It really is an awesome setup. But I think we can beat his thing. But another thing was, when I went onto his city, I was only getting 9 frames per second. It's not the worst I've seen. It's because of the tourist bug. But at that time, he was only getting 50,000 tourists in a day. And we're getting quite close to that, I think. Well, maybe not even close to that, actually. 17,000. So, a little bit less than half of that. We're still getting 30 frames per second while recording. That was 9 frames per second without recording. So, I've got to make this, a lot of these. We've got to get at least another one of these, or a couple of these. We also need the airport. We need to get the high wealth tourists in. If we go to planes, this is going to cost us it's 500 an hour with one runway, which is not that expensive if we think about it. Right? It's not that expensive. So this will also bring in the high wealthies. We're using the buses and the buses to bring in the medium wealth, and then they're going to use the buses here and the streetcars to travel around our city. The high wealth will only use taxis. This unless we add maglev, but I'm not adding maglev because that's not part of this. This is vanilla SimCity, just a plain old SimCity. So we need a lot of money to start doing this. We should pay off, let's pay off this bond. That'll reduce our cost a bit. We're still in the positive as well. So yeah, what are we gonna do? We need to get quite a bit of money. And we're going to turn this into an avenue, and we're going to sort this out. But we need to see. The Sims. It's too much for me. It's so similar and so different at the same time. We got to figure this out. All right. If we're going to be having I think we should, is that 4? That is 4. If we put 2 there, then 2 next to it here. Plus rooms. We gotta see about the rooms. Oh, I don't want to be spending too much money because we keep losing money. And this can't go on top anywhere. We'd have to test it without any of these around. I have a feeling we're gonna have to place like that down, then that on top of that, or maybe just go straight for these because we can place a few of these down. So if we have 4 of them, plus this, plus 3 of them, that should be enough. Should be more than enough for the high wealth people to stay. How many does that hold? 40? That's 60. That should be okay because if we click on here, so we do 3 times 40 is 120. Right, so 120 of these tourists can stay, plus 60 of these. So that's almost all of the medium wealth staying in for the next day. It's not too bad. Huh. We're making so little right now. Jesus Christ. But we might figure out that maybe we should only have 2 of these and then a lot of rooms. Thing is, I haven't calculated in the cost of the rooms actually. How much are the rooms per hour? You're 110 plus 170. It's not that much more expensive, so it's still worth having these here. But we gotta fill it up, and this one is not being filled up at all. The high wealth tourists are just not coming in. This is bringing in 3,000 tourists a day. That one is plus 400 something. Yeah, so around 4,000 tourists a day coming in on the boats, which is not too bad. Maybe we should put the airport down right now and just test it. How much are you gonna cost me though? That's the thing. Because the 85 grand, I don't have enough really, do I? Why won't it go down on this? There we go. 85 grand, we're losing money, we can't do this. I don't even think it's the gamble. It is the gambling. We need to earn more in gambling, but still, transportation is a lot. Our city's emptier as well. We're not making as much through these. Oh, let's pull those. If that one's closed, that goes. It's the new rule. Oh, these are all earning quite a bit. Let's do this. 57, 53. They're all earning quite a lot. The cost of transportation is terrible. So let's bulldoze this one. Let's just do it. Right, our traffic is good. We've reduced traffic somehow. We're still getting the same amount of money from these. How many tourists do we have in our city right now? This is a problem. We've got 12,000 tourists apparently. A lot of them are using public transport. I think that's one of the major reasons right now is a lot of them are using public transport. We have to get rid of the low wealth though, and this is going to be one of those hard changes right now. We can't just bulldoze everything and then start plopping these down. We need at least 100 million to do that, and that's not a joke. Because these are going to cost a fortune. If we do one row full of these, or maybe back to back, so yeah. And they cost, how much do they cost each? They cost 300 grand each, so let's say 10. Let's just say 10, that's 3 million right away. Then it's going to be costing us 14 grand an hour times 10, so that's 140 grand an hour at first with no one going to them. 10 hours is 1.4 million gone right away, and you need more than that. It's double that for one day. You need a few days for everything to get put together, and then you know it's money spent, a lot of money. You need at least 50 to 100 million to get it up and running properly. Phew, that's a lot of money, so we have to do this slowly but surely. Which means we're going to have to slowly get rid of these ones. It's only earning 20 grand a day though. That's earning 7 grand. This is why we're down on our luck. We've only got, oh man, we're losing a lot of money right now. These tourists in our city, and here's the traffic. You've got to be earning me money. You're losing me a lot of money. If we switch this off, we go into the positive. Do we? No, because you're earning 12 grand a day. We start losing even more. Maybe let's switch it off and see. Yeah, we go into the positive. Nope, then down to 7. At least it's only down to 7 grand. Let's take out this bond again. Oh my, this is crazy. These need to get full. Again, we need money. Need lots and lots of money. Man. Oh man. You bring in medium and high wealth. Let's check on our tourist status. How many high wealth people do we have in our city? A lot, actually. 700 something. That would fill this up. But it's not enough to start saving money. That is craziness. I'm going to have to run this for hours to save up money. And get us back into the positive. It's not too hard. We just close down a lot of these and just shut down a lot of these. So we need to keep this open. Okay, let's think of it this way. Let's pull those. Let's park and rides. I don't need this on right now. Because we're only going to be running these. Let's get us some money. This police station is crazy. How is the crime here? Oops. This is one big expensive problem as well. Crime. We're down to 22. Got a lot of people in prison. We can get that sorted. We need to leave this open. We'll leave one of these open. Bulldoze this. Let's switch these off. Let's not bring in any high wealth tourists. Let's switch this off as well. It's doing. You know, the weird thing is that I was watching this earlier on. It's only taking tourists away. It's not really bringing anyone in. Which, I don't know if it's worth it. Before, in my other city, in the other city that we used last time, it was bringing tourists in. Right, we're down to almost about less than 1,000 an hour. So we need to get them up and running. 8 grand an hour on transportation. Oh my. You cost 2,000 something. You cost almost 3 grand. And that's 1,000 each. Wow. Transportation is not cheap. The thing is, once you got everything up and running, one full airport, maybe 2 of these. Maybe 2 of these. And plus a buttload of boats to bring in medium and high wealth tourists. Anything to get the high wealth tourists in. Medium wealth tourists will be able to travel around. These cost quite a bit per hour as well, don't they? 30. And if we have a lot of them, that costs a lot of money. So let's now start bulldozing some of these. Let's do that. This will take some of the pressure off. Let's do that one. Let's just do that one. There's nothing here for these two, so let's do this. That doesn't have to be there. Maybe there. Yeah, we don't need 3 here now because we don't have park and rides. Let's get rid of this one. Right, so we're making 5 grand an hour right now. I need to run this for a long, long time. These make us money when they grow and stay as they are. If we can bulldoze them every time they go empty, we can still make a bit of cash from them. It's another thing, if we're going to have some of these, which I don't think we're going to do, I don't think we're going to have any commercial on this. I'm just thinking right now. I've got my hands on my face while I think. Yeah. It's going to take a long time to get the cash for this. Something we could use as a bit of a motivation is, let's see, if we go to culture, maybe plop something like this down. So now it'll make a lot of money. The Empire State Building always makes a lot of money. It's cheap to run as well. That can help bring us back some cash. How are we on water? We've got a bit of excess, and then we have the same on sewage here. And power. We have a lot of power. That is costing us some money. 1.5 an hour. Yeah, let's just bulldoze this. The problem is we always get caught short because of the coal. I could put down like a small trade port to import coal and get it to the city. Place it like right next to the power plant over here. And then that way, I don't think we'd ever be short on coal. Because it'd be using the waterways. But it just got what it's needed. What is needed. We have a huge excess, so that'll be saving us some money. This is the problem. Finding ways to make money right now. And there's no garbage because we've only got garbage from that. If we get rid of these, we get rid of the garbage dump, which is 600 an hour. But how much are we making from these? See, we're making 5 grand right there from the commercial area. It's not too bad. They are either going to be... Why are you complaining? No shoppers. They've never really complained about freight, which is a great thing. It's always no shoppers. Because there's way too many of them. Too much crime. Trying to get crime under control. Just trying to think now. We're making bank again, more money. We're slowly going down. We make a lot right now, and then boom. It disappears. We have to pay these off. Once these are gone, that's an extra 2 grand. So that's then 19,000 right there. An hour. We were making a lot more before. Now that I've cut off how many people can get into the city by, you know, buses and stuff. Yeah, tourism. So you've only got 4,000 today. Yesterday was 8,000. We basically 10,000 people have gone. Right, because of how much of the transportation was coming in, we were using. But it costs so much to run. Costs so much to run. We got to find a cheap way to run it and efficiently. And I think the airport's not a bad way to go. Takes up a lot of space, but it's not too expensive. It costs a lot to initially place down, but 500 an hour plus maybe another 5,000, another 500. So that's 1,000 an hour, and the potential to bring in passengers is quite a lot. That costs quite a bit to run, doesn't it? 400 an hour. Actually, it's not too bad. These are a bit expensive, right? Yeah, once they're open, it's switch it on 950. And I want to place more of them. This transportation's expensive. This costs a lot. 2 grand an hour. But will I need that? If I have buses for the for the medium wealth, because we got to assume there's no low wealth coming into our city. So if we run buses instead of this, it's not too bad, especially if we run 2 of them. It's 2 grand an hour. We're saving 175 plus the stops. Stops aren't that expensive. We still need 1 municipal bus stop station, which is expensive. How much are we running now? We're running 8 grand on transportation. Plus I want to add another one then, plus more. That's more. And the thing is, the casinos have got to cover the cost of everything. So once the bonds are gone, we can ignore that. So it's going to be covering the cost of this, the transportation, the police, which hopefully we can knock down soon. Well, not knock down, but, you know, decrease the amount of stuff necessary. Fire station's not too expensive. Waste disposal, water and power are not that expensive. If we calculate this up to the police, that's being covered by the commercial. So the 13 grand, the 13.5 is being covered by the city specialization, which is why we're in the profit by about 10 grand. This is crazy. It's a lot of thinking. Like, you know, a lot of decisions to make. How do I want to go about this? We're making money now. It's good. It's going to be a long time before we can do this properly. I want to see if I can get this up and running and working. If we can get the high wealth people in now, maybe we can start plopping a few of these around the city and slowly get rid of these and then start moving them all up here. I think that's the better thing to do. I think that's the way we're going to have to do it. It's just that still needs to die, doesn't it? I think that's the way we got to do it. Is run the risk of opening this up with the airport. We got to start at the back here, slowly demolishing that while keeping these running through this down here. So We got enough. Let's put in the airport. Let's place it here. Make sure. Right, so you're gonna cost me 500 an hour. How much for an extra runway? You cost 250 an hour. That's not too bad. So let's fill up these. That's that done. And you are a passenger terminal. Let's put a sign down. No harm in that. We don't need the freight terminal. We just need passenger terminals. So how much now do you cost me an hour? 2650. Woof. Right. Okay. Switch this on. You're gonna go really into the negative right now. But this is working, right? Yeah, it's just knocked us right into 12 grand an hour down. This is working now as well, so we're losing money. Switch this one on. The moment we hit 50 grand, everything gets switched off. So let's see. Planes, no tourists waiting. This will bring in high wealth tourists. Here we go. So I'm hoping that just brought in high wealth passengers. We got 10 high wealth tourists in here. Let's. Oh, we're at 50 grand. I can't. We can't. Let's pause the game. We can't do it. It's just not possible. Jesus Christ. You just cost too much already. You just cost me 40 grand. Startup is insane. Jesus Christ. You know what, guys? I'm going to leave it here now. And I want to save up a buttload of money. I'm just going to have to figure out how to do that. This should all change now. Come on, change. Go back into the positive. Why can't I not zoom out? Oh, that is maximum zoom out. Yeah, we need to be making, we're going to be making more. This is not a problem, I don't think. Come on. It's just not possible to do it, is it? Not now. If this city starts to go bankrupt, I have no idea what I'm going to do. Right, we're back into the positive. I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to run this city until I've got a buttload of money, just so we can switch on this. Just like one of these, this, and that. And enough to cover us for at least a few days, so maybe 6 million. That's a long time of running this game. That's all of my day wasted now, just for this to get it back, just to get some money. But it doesn't matter. I can do that. That's my problem, not your problem, guys. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like. If you have some ideas to get this up and running properly, we just need to get this open and in a profit. If we can do that, we can add more and then slowly take this away. But yeah, I want to thank you for watching. And I'm lost in my mind right now. I'm so panicky. I'll just say bye-bye.